Let's talk about you guys. You guys hired a new OC, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I didn't know. I was actually kind of getting a little antsy because I see all these coaches getting hired. I'm like, damn, when are the Lions? When are we going to make a move? When are we going to get a coordinator? Because that's all we're really waiting on. And, yesterday, it's actually funny. Yesterday morning, texted Jared. I said, because, quarterback always, I feel like, knows more about hirings than any other position because they're like one of the most important guys that need to know what's going on. So I texted Jared. I was like, what do you think we're going to do? And he said, he doesn't really know yet, but he mentioned, Drew Petzing. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know we interviewed him. Like, that's not something that was really being talked about. He said he was with the Cardinals, and he said he's good. Like, he's smart. Although they didn't have the best offense, like, he does a lot of good stuff. And so I was like, okay, that's interesting. And, me being me, I looked him up on Wikipedia. I'm like, I want to know like where he coached, like his background. So, he's been actually at a few places. Come to find out he was actually at Boston College with Ben Johnson, which is crazy. And he was, a groomsman at Ben Johnson's wedding. So that's actually really ironic. But I look him up, boom. I'm like, okay. 11 o'clock hits. That was in the morning. Like 11:30 hits. I get a text from Dan. He's like, hey, Sam, I just want to let you know, like, we're hiring, Drew Petzing as our OC. He's going to be great for us, yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm excited. I said, let's do it. Like, I'm ready. And, like, hour later, I just see on Twitter, or I forget, someone tweeted it, one of those guys that tweets everything. We hired, Drew Petzing as our OC, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, boom, it's the league. Let's go. We got our guy. Bro, I see crazy Lions fans talking crazy. Like, oh, why would we do this? Like, bro, do you guys, like, have no trust in Dan? Like, in the Lions, like, you think they would just hire a random dude? Like, be for real. Like, you think they don't know what they're doing? They don't do their research. They don't interview. Like, most of you guys don't know really much about anything, about any ball.
Wow. Wow.
And you're tweeting about a coach that was hired that you guys don't like because of XYZ. Like, it's just funny to me to see. Don't get me wrong. I love all Lions fans, but they are so quick to make, judgments about who we hired, who we did this. Like, bro, just relax, calm down. Like, let the whole thing play out. Like, you guys just let it play out. Just relax. That's all I gotta say. Relax, man. Relax. But nah, Drew actually called me. He called me yesterday at like 2:30. I don't have, I didn't have his number saved. So like for me, random calls, they go straight to like voicemail. I see like 2 calls that said went to voicemail. I'm like, damn. And then, like, I don't know, with the Apple new feature, it, like, tells you their name underneath some calls. Like, it'll tell you their name of, like, who it is. And I saw it says his name. I was like, oh, damn. So I called him back. And basically, he just wanted, say what's up to me. He told me he's excited. I told him, I'm excited, too. Let's get to work. And he would just catch up, small talk. And then, that was it. He just wanted to check in and introduce himself. So I appreciate him for that. And honestly, I'm excited. I think it's going to be great for us. I think, I trust Dan. I trust all the decision makers for the Lions. I think they do a great job. So I'm excited for him.
Well, it's good to hear, man. I'm glad you're excited for that. Hopefully he's going to be better next year than this year.
Did you know anything about the hiring? Like, did you just find out?
I just found out just now. Yeah, just now.
Are you on like social media? Do you see shit like that?
I mean, I don't really have Twitter or stuff, but like that's where you would get all the information. So like on my Instagram and TikTok, I'm not seeing hirings, like especially not like OC positions. But it's good to hear. I'm glad for you guys. I'm happy for you guys. Hopefully it works out. Like I said, I feel like that's what you guys needed is an OC and a DC. Because I feel like you guys lost 2 of them, 2 good ones. And I feel like that really hurt you guys this year. Because you guys have a good team. You guys have the players, maybe draft some more defense. But you guys will be all right. I think you guys will be good. Even though your division is tough, you guys will be all right.
I think we'll be better than last year.
Okay, so that took a lot of courage, I think, for him to say what he said. This is not anything that a NFL player or any professional athlete wants to come out and say. Telling their own fans to calm down, to knock it off. I mean, do you think he wanted to? I mean, he visibly, I watched the video, you watched the video. As soon as his brother brings it up, look at his body language. He's touching his chin. He looks uncomfortable, but he also looks like, I need to say this. And I can tell you right now, he's probably not the only Lion on the roster that is feeling this way. These guys have the same access to the internet as everybody else. They're getting on here and they're looking at this stuff and they're going, guys, what the heck? And so this isn't some fringe guy. This is Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is a heartbeat of the Detroit Lions offense. This is a guy that this team leans on, that Jared Goff leans on. This is a guy who plays hurt, blocks linebackers, and doesn't say anything publicly unless he means it. And I'm telling you right now, he meant this. Because Amon-Ra basically looked at Lions fans and said, stop. And to that end, I'm sorry to say, but it did not go over well with everybody. You already see some local media carrying on against him. Radio going against him. Reporters going against him. They don't like this, even though he spoke out about it. And so when the Lions hired Drew Petzing as the offensive coordinator, the first reaction from a big chunk of the fan base was basically, why this guy? And I get it. I spoke about this in my earlier segment from 2 days ago. If you have not heard that, I would encourage you to go listen to it. It's on the channel. And when Ben Johnson left, people were dreaming big. They wanted the next offensive genius. They wanted a headline name. They wanted Mike McDaniel, frankly. That's the buzz that they wanted. But instead, Detroit ended up going with a guy who fit their culture rather than appease Lions fans. And so Lions fans, being Lions fans, are jumping to the worst case scenario. It's same old Lions. It's, they cheaped out on the hire, or Dan Campbell doesn't know the offense. And, you've seen it. I've seen it. We've all seen it the last few days. And that's where Amon-Ra has decided to step in. He didn't have to say anything about this on his pod. They spent the entire show talking about the games this coming weekend in the playoffs. And then they talked about some coaches. They didn't have to talk about this. But he did. And he didn't sugarcoat it either. He basically said, do you really think the Lions just hired some random dude off the street? Do you think that this organization didn't interview people, didn't evaluate, didn't talk to players? I mean, he talked Goff knew, which I said in a previous segment, that this was a Jared Goff friendly hire. Goff knew about it. Amon-Ra talks about, he's texting Goff. Goff is responding, yup, Drew Petzing. Then later on, Campbell told St. Brown, this is the guy. And then Petzing later texted St. Brown. And, away we go. Then he also said that, and I'm paraphrasing this part, but you heard it, was that most fans don't really know football. And now listen, that's not exactly a warm hug from your star receiver, but it is honest. And here's the thing. He wasn't defending Petzing blindly. He said in the video, I really didn't know much about him. I went to his Wikipedia page. I tried to learn about him. Then I'm learning about this connection to Ben. And he wasn't saying, hey, this guy's going to be great. This is, 10-10 hire. He's a stud, blah, blah, blah. He's saying, hey, let this play out. Give the guy a season. And to be totally honest, it's something that Detroit fans have not been doing well. They've not been letting this play out at all. I mean, you've got fans carrying on. You've got media carrying on. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Woodward Sports. Some of these other people that are supposed to be friendly, they just got an Amon-Ra feature not long ago, and here they are coming on here trashing him. Yeah, I'll be surprised if he ever shows up on their show again. And I'm going to tell you why I think fans took this personally, because Lions fans don't just watch football. They don't just watch the games. They invest in it emotionally. And I get it because I'm right there with you. It's been decades of losing, false hope, rebuilds, coaches in and out, coordinators in and out, rotating like a carousel. That stuff sticks. So when a player says relax, fans hear, you don't matter. You don't know anything. But that's not what Amon-Ra was saying. He was saying the locker room isn't panicking. And that's what matters. He also closed out by saying that next year is going to be better. But the one thing that Amon-Ra mentioned that I think got overlooked, even though I did touch on it briefly, is that he said he talked to Jared Goff about this. And that's important because whether you love Goff or you don't trust him or whatever, the offense runs through him. And if Goff is comfortable, if Goff understands the vision, if Goff believes Petzing can put him in good places, then that changes the entire conversation here. I can promise you that this was not a hire without player input. This was not some secret move nobody inside the building understood. And that tells me something. That tells me something about Drew Petzing, the reality, not the panic. Is he going to be Ben Johnson? No. I don't care if he was in his wedding or not. Is he a flashy name? Is he some unproven intern? No. He's coached quarterbacks. He's coached receivers. He's run an offense before. Was it perfect? Also, no. It wasn't a disaster either, though. And I don't understand why people are comparing the Detroit Lions to the Arizona Cardinals. The Detroit Lions are stacked compared to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, we're talking about two completely different teams. So for whatever reason, even though the Arizona Cardinals aren't very good at all, and you've got Drew Petzing over there, they're going, oh, we're going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know how you would draw that conclusion. The Lions are way better on the talent roster. I don't know how you would come to that conclusion. The Lions are way better from a talent perspective. It's not even close. Here's where I fully side with Amon-Ra. Judging a coordinator that has not coached a game for this team, judging him in January is pointless. We don't know the playbook. We don't know how he'll adapt. We don't know how the offense will look with these weapons. And tearing it down before a single snap is played, it helps nobody. It sends the wrong message. It's sending the wrong message to the players, to the organization. I mean, he's coming out on his podcast and telling everybody to knock it off. Do you think that helps them? Do you think that makes them feel more like they have the support of the fan base? Now, if this offense struggles next season, if the red zone collapses, then all bets are off. Then you know what? Criticism is fair. It's been earned. But right now, I'm hearing fear talking. That said, where fans are right is that they're not crazy for being skeptical. This team is close and expectations are high. The margin for error is smaller than it's been in years. So when you lose a coordinator like Ben Johnson, people want some reassurance. They want confidence. You know, the John Morton experience was pretty short-lived, and then it was Dan Campbell all over again. And I don't know that that was very helpful. And so fans want to feel like the offense won't take a step back. And this hire doesn't exactly provide that feeling. And it's more so that we don't have anything good to go off of to change it. That doesn't make fans dumb. It makes them invested. And I think at the end of the day, what this moment really shows us is that the players believe in this direction. They believe more in this team and themselves and the coaching staff than the fans do. And that's a good sign. I didn't hear any worry from Amon-Ra. He didn't sound frustrated with his hire. He didn't sound ticked off. He did sound frustrated with the fan reaction. And when your star player is preaching patience, that tells me the vibe inside the Lions locker room is steady. And so here's where I land tonight on this. You don't have to love the Drew Petzing hire. You don't have to trust it. You don't have to stop questioning it. But maybe we should not burn it to the ground before it even starts. Because Amon-Ra isn't attacking Lions fans. He's defending the room. Anybody would if you were him. And I'm certain other Lions fans are feeling the same way. They probably just don't want to come out and start a war over it. And sometimes, especially in Detroit, that's something we should listen to. We do need to see how this plays out. And if it doesn't work, if it goes haywire and doesn't work, then we're going to talk about it then. Keep it locked. You're listening to Midnight Sports Detroit.